Welcome back. viOLet is one game away from returning to the final to face his opponent Pulse, his teammate Pulse. Trap has been clawing his way through the lower bracket, barely beating opponent after opponent, and would love just one more win to emerge into the finals. I can't wait to see what's going to unfold. An unusual map choice for Trap, so let's introduce him. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, known for his extreme attacking style. Will it be able to thwart viOLet, or will he have a surprise defensive play? Either way, give a cheer for I Am's Trap. And in the bottom right, he seems to always have far fewer drones than every other Zerg, but that's because he's attacking your front door. Can he get a win on one of the most Zerg-favorited maps in the pool? Oh, it is CSN's viOLet.
This is déjà vu all over again. Yes, that's how you say it. I'm French. Trap. It's the same positions as he was in versus Scarlet. And I think we're going to see the same build, which is a Nexus first and then a Forge at the ramp, after which he scouts, hopes to find some sort of 3-hatch before pull to cannon it. And now viOLet, he's going to get the Fortunate Scouts, see where Trap is very, very early on. He's going to rush with, I guess, 8 to 10 links, maybe even 12.
Yeah.
Try and do damage, and yeah, he actually sent the drone scout. I'm not sure if that's early enough to really see exactly where his opponent's going to be.
It will barely be enough. He'll send the mid-map, he'll spot on the top right and re-rally. It's the bottom side that's actually the tough thing. You kind of hope your opponent goes Nexus first.
You know what happens with the Overlord? Usually, in this situation, the Overlord sees the Nexus and then pulls back and doesn't reveal that he spotted this. So if Trap was to go the wrong way with his probe, let's see. Where does he go?
And is he going to go up or right?
He's going the correct way, but the links are going to the middle of the map. So they might be able to avoid that one probe here, maybe.
Lings are going cross-map. They're going to beeline south if they spot that Nexus, the
Oh my
probe
God.
and the links. Two ships passing in the night, no knowledge of each other.
He's going to see the links now with the probe. He has to wall and start a cannon. He's not that rich, actually. And Trap did not realize. Okay, he's going back with the probe. He does not have much time to start a cannon and then a pylon to block his ramp. He should be able to get enough minerals. He sees the links now.
Trap, no. Trap's going to miss it.
The links are going to get in. They're going to get in.
No! viOLet with the metagame play. Doesn't quite get all the lings in, but 6 is just the right amount. Meanwhile, back home, an expansion, soon enough a queen, soon enough another base. And look at this, viOLet can just target fire down in the bottom right and kill off the Nexus. Anything he wants.
Yeah, he's going to try to harass those probes without ever losing a single link. That's the better choice, I think, because he's forcing probes from being pulled from the middle line. He might kill some of them here and there. He gets one here. We see viOLet right now, he's on 16 drones against 18 probes. So he's the one who has to do work right now. And behind this, he goes for a greedy build. He says, you know what, I know I'm going to harass you. You're going to lose a lot of minerals because of those links. He gets double hatchery. He's going to be making only drones from now.
And we see viOLet carefully positioning around his own expansions to ensure that he doesn't get counter cannon rushed. A Zealot has just popped. What do you do as Trap now? You're going to have to play it slow. You've already walled off your own main base. It's going to be harder to get a third Nexus, which is a reasonable plan, but viOLet's going to have too many units at that point in time. A big win for viOLet in this early game.
Yeah. We'll see how he transforms this early on nice build, I guess.
Yep.
Usually, even if he hasn't killed many probes here, he's forced them from being pulled every time. You see he's being very annoying, forcing the probe being sent into the main. That means behind this, he's macroing peacefully back at home. He knows nothing can attack him for a very, very long time. He can only make drones. If he can manage to get up to, say, 60 drones before he's ever attacked, I feel like viOLet is going to be in a great position, especially if when he reaches those 60 drones, Trap is only on something like, say, 40, 45 probes.
What a delight to see this kind of play. The extremely precise micro. I mean, this is what's always fun about the end of the day tournaments. And, I know we're watching StarCraft over here. We also have Call of Duty and Smash. I know there's a lot of Smash fans in the StarCraft community as well. I assume you're out there somewhere. Yes, great. I've recently been watching quite a bit of Smash, and it is hashtag hype, Todd.
Okay. Both players really trying to make as many walkers as they can right now.
Yeah.
viOLet is not quite with the lead just yet. Trap is doing a very good job of chrono boosting out those probes. He's going to get some Mothership Core quite early, I would say. You don't have to make it this early. That could mean he wants to rush a third base, for which he's going to have to snipe one of the pylons in his ramps if he wants to be able to get out.
Man, these Lings are being so annoying. I mean, it would be very, very brave of Trap to go straight for a third in this situation, but not entirely unsurprising or incorrect. He loves those 3-base plays.
Yeah. viOLet, he took the gases that is natural. Maybe it's going to be a little bit harder to scout them here for Trap, who started +1 and a sentry. I like this. I feel like if he had gone Stargate in this situation, it's like one of the worst choices that he can make. Just because it's so far behind, it's going to arrive so late that he wouldn't do much.
There's a drone in the top left. I mean,
oh, it was a scouting drone.
The scouting drone might very well just take this hatch. This is like the map to hide bases on. I mean, especially this little back left natural expansion.
You're so sneaky then, right? Whole bunch of gateways are being made, at 3 more in total. I guess with the +1 it makes sense. The Twilight Council is on the way as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a third base, +2 and Blink from Trap, and just an attempt at standard solid macro play.
Yeah, I mean, I really like just sentries, stalkers, expand. There it is. You don't need the robo facility. The Blink Stalkers are very versatile if your opponent transitions to really anything. They're the nice base. You'll need a special unit later, like a Colossus or a Phoenix, depending on what the opponent's doing, but it's a nice sort of filler action until you know what's up.
You know, it's not every day you get to see a Protos not having Warp Gate at like 9 minutes.
Oh my god, you're
right. He might don't even have it at 10 minutes. I mean, his cybernetic score was slowed down a lot, and I feel like maybe he might have forgot about it for a little bit of time here. It's not even finished yet.
All right, he's almost got Warp Gate.
Here we go, guys. 10 minutes mark.
Oh, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Man, seconds are fast in StarCraft 2.
All right, 62 drones against 52 probes. This is actually not as bad as I thought it would be for Trap at this point in the game. He started his third base. He's well on the way. He's going to have a lot of gateways to work with. He's warping in sentries, which I like as well. He's going to need hallucination to scout with a lot to make sure, well, basically that he doesn't play against a Spire most of all, but he wants to know exactly what he's up against as much as possible. And we have a Hydra then, as well as an Infestation Pit. I have to wonder, are we going to see some kind of Swarmos play, or is this for Vipers? 15 more drones, by the way.
Well, the 15 drone play, always love to see a Zerg player going close to 80 or 90 drones. Because you obviously are going to have a smaller army, but it allows you to make big plays. It allows you to lose units, make wide transitions to different types, and it's particularly effective on this map too.
Yeah, the first hallucination here is going to spot that fourth base. That's not going to reveal too much. I'm actually surprised he's not sending that anywhere. That this hallucinated Phoenix Trap, that is, to really scout exactly what he's up against. He flew above that Hydra then earlier, so maybe he had time to click on it and he knows. But he needs to know about the Infestation Pit, and most of all, he needs to see what units come out of those hatcheries, and if there is a hive starting. A hive starting changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the big question for the Protoss player at this point in time. Zerg is kind of past that 8 to 12 minute scary mark. Now, all of a sudden, viOLet has all the drones he wants.
He's trying to see if there is a Robo Bay, which there is. Not going to be able to see it, I think. Oh, maybe. Oh, he is.
Does manage to get in there, and he's going to know exactly how many Colossus Trap can have. It's about a Colossus a minute with non-stop chrono boost, so given the fact that the Hive is a minute away and Vipers are a minute away, he can pretty much guarantee only 2 to 3 Colossus will be there by the time the attack begins.
We could see viOLet being very aggressive here. He's rushed that Hive very, very well. He's on 77 drones. He's only making Hydras right now. So I think if as soon as the Hive finishes, he gets 3 Vipers, only Roaches and Hydras, there is a very, very strong timing that he can hit before there is a critical mass for the Protoss to be able to hold. And even if Trap has Templars then, there is a chance it could work for viOLet. And by the way, he's not making a Colossus. He's only getting Immortals, even though he has the Robo Bay.
Okay.
Mind games or what?
Mind games. It looks like he's going to be relying more on the Storm, on Templar for feedback.
The Hive is going to be revealed in a sec.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to severely regret his choice not to build Colossus. I mean, I know the polls are big, but It's difficult to deal with an army of this size from viOLet with the production that viOLet has. I mean, the important count is going to be the larva, the follow-up attack. It's like a 300 supply push.
Look at this army movement here by viOLet. He knows that there is a pylon up there, so he's going to snipe that, but he might be trying to avoid a hallucinated Phoenix, which two of them are going to be sent now. I guess, Trap, this is such good game sense. I feel like viOLet, he wanted to avoid those hallucinated Phoenixes with his army so that he could surprise Trap coming with an attack from the top. But Trap's going to see it now. He's going to want to play defensive. He has Storm on the way. It's going to complete before the fight starts. And again, it's going to be about the feedback, the Storms, the Abducts, and the Blinding Clouds.
Oh, transition to Locusts, to Swarm Hosts. So smart.
And Aspire as well.
Yeah, viOLet's saying, if you have Colossus, I'm going to pull them. And if you don't, I'm building Swarm Hosts.
Oh, the Mothership Core! No photon overcharge available, and those time warps are going to be useless in that fight. viOLet pulls back. He needs to be careful for those feedbacks. He's going to get in there now.
Trap a little bit panicked, throwing down some slightly early force fields, some slightly early storms.
There's no pylon near viOLet's base. The Trap had this attempt at the top side of the map, but it didn't go up, and the Dark Shrine is well on its way.
Oh, Blinding Cloud. That front line is going to take massive damage from the storms. viOLet is able to deal some nice damage, and the Stalkers in the back aren't firing. The Stalkers in the back are still in the Blinding Cloud. They're blinking forward. viOLet is going to accept a lot of damage here, but look at this. 14 Swarm Hosts.
Oh, Muscular Augments is about to finish. Those Hydras are trying to run away. They're so slow.
Run.
They're about to be faster. 4, 3, 2, 1. Run!
No! Okay, go. Finally, running away. In the main, we see that viOLet's Hive, now that it's done, of course, he can go to that +3 attack that is so incredibly good with Locust. But if you look at the production, or excuse me, the units tab, we see no Templar. In production, we see no Colossus. There's a Warp Prism heading down along the south side, and that can provide a little bit of leg up from Trap. But Trap's looking to be in a very bad spot for this.
Nobody's ever ready for the Warp Prism play of Trap. By the way, we have a Greater Spire on the way. This could be sniped. There is no Zealots inside the Warp Prism just yet, and I guess viOLet is pretty close to that. But say if he was to warp some sentries here in the dark, and force field the ramp, nah, it's just gonna fly in there. So viOLet should be able to come back on time and really help him defend against this. That Warp Prism was actually horrible, like the use.
Oh my god,
you
this
don't usually do that.
Yeah, just completely fell apart. Dark Templar.
I wonder if Trap...
whoa!
The DTs start to do some damage.
Uncharacteristic misstep there from viOLet.
Yeah, not having neither an Overseer or a Spore. The Swarmos sent a wave of Locusts from afar. They are pulling back now. This is a big map here. I mean, trying to siege, even in these positions with Swarmos is always going to be difficult. And Trap is actually moved out. Where is his Mothership Core?
Oh, there come the Immortals.
He doesn't have a recall.
Picked off. Yeah, no recall. He's going to get shoved way far up and right, and we see a lot of money in viOLet's bank.
Oh my god, he's losing our sentries. That means he's not going to be able to scout for a very long time. And his Warp Prism didn't see the Greater Spire, so he has no idea this could be coming.
No.
He's massing Colossi right now. He's getting charged. He has no idea.
Oh my god, viOLet's transitions are on point. His sharp switches really catching Trap off guard. We're seeing more Swarm Hosts invade in. We're seeing the road.
7 Corruptors.
7 Corruptors. Oh, we know what those are going to be.
viOLet needs to re-expand on the right-hand side. There were some more units being annoying there. These Locusts might get a snipe on that Nexus. Trap is getting very confident here. He's actually moving out every single time. Gonna try to get maybe some of these Overseers. There is the army just below for viOLet, but it's only Swarm Host. He has to pull back right now. The 3 Vipers don't even have that much energy. He's gonna burrow.
Oh, Locust, can they get it? Not quite. Down to 300 HP.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Zerg player, anytime any player actually sees a Nexus that's at like 20% health, you're just like, I want to kill it so bad. And if you're
gonna get it soon.
DT moving into the main base, trying to find more weak points, and viOLet has a surprisingly high amount. I mean, if Trap wins this, this will be his second straight big game that he is going to pull the comeback in with the Dark Templar.
Gravitic Drive is on the way, and I quite like this. He gets another Warp Prism with it as well. I think Trap realized that there is no static defense in the main of viOLet, and this is really a place where he could do a lot of damage. I mean, there are a lot of important tech structures, but with the 7 Warlord that there is in the making right now, that push is going to be insanely strong. A Stargate starts now. It kind of feels like too little too late.
But Trap is taking a lot of expansions, and viOLet has one of the slowest compositions in the game. He has 135 army supply. viOLet is way outsupplying his opponent. And if you look at the army value under the active forces, it is an 8,000, 5,000 value army for viOLet and only a 5,000, 2,500 for Trap.
Trap is not maxed out just yet, and Colossi really will help against Locust and Bullets, but I'm afraid of the numbers. Goodbye, Mothership Core.
Maybe.
Or not. Oh, yeah.
Accidentally pulling the Zergling. The Zergling had a really fun time.
3 units galore.
Up on the top side, viOLet under duress. More Zealots heading into the top side. Going to be able to almost certainly take this down. No mobile forces available for viOLet.
He needs to get roaches, and that's what he's doing to help him defend against this. This push is so damn strong, but he needs to be careful. As soon as these Locusts run out, he could be engaged. He wants that Nexus so bad that he sends the Broodlords forward and get it.
Also successfully gets the Mothership Core, so suddenly viOLet's getting a little bit more momentum. The Locusts just parking themselves mid-map. We see the Fleet Beacon and attempt at Tempests.
You know, viOLet needs to commit to an attack, I feel, because there is a Fleet Beacon on the way. He has to assume there is going to be Tempest later on, in which case those Broodlords become kind of useless unless you can have Queen Infestors to really help reinforce them.
Well, as we see more nice pulls, one of the Colossus is going to fall. Any unit at this point is good for viOLet as he steps forward. Trap desperately trying to get the nice feedbacks, and he does. That will buy him a little bit of time, but the Swarm Hosts with the Broodlords deal so much more damage than almost any Protoss composition. It's going to be up to Trap to find a way to do some counterplay here rather than directly engage. Yeah,
both players are hoping for a mistake of their opponent here. viOLet is going to use that wave of Locusts to move closer to that base.
Oh! Look at this counterattack. Huge numbers of Zealots, Dark Templars in the mixture. viOLet having to keep most of his core army at the back, and we see Trap now.
He's counterattacking, he's base trading. He says, you know what, I can't fight against these Broodlords and Swarm Hosts. I'm just going to counterattack. He has some one Stargate actually making Tempest at a time right now. He's getting a Mothership back at home as well to help and cloak his army possibly.
I mean, viOLet hasn't even really done economic damage to Trap at this point in time. Trap has been able to keep every single expansion alive, and now he's moving in. He's taking out the Greater Spire. We see at the natural expansion, the Stalkers just ravaging everything, taking down Overlords, taking down drones. The expansion's going to fall. We see 5 Colossus all collected together. Trap reinforcing with Zealots from this extremely far away pylon.
He needs to get out. There is no recall available. He's going to leave 2 Immortals at the natural and a bunch of Stalkers, which are probably going to go into the main. But we have Roaches and Hydras that have something to say about this. Those might be caught and killed here, possibly, but not before they will trade against this army of viOLet.
Yeah, I mean, Trap it can afford to trade. Weirdly enough, Trap has a vastly superior army, has more bases. The Locust Trap.
The Locust on the left-hand side just sniped a base as well. He left a few there. He left 3. The fantastic 3 this time.
Yeah, I mean, this is really great for viOLet. I mean, he's doing plays that are very inconsistent with other Zerg players. He's just leaving a few Swarm Hosts to deal a little bit of siege damage, and picking off that base is providing him a really critical edge. The Tempest count is hitting 3, and once it gets up to around that amount, it's time to begin one-shotting Broodlords.
And you know, Trap, even though he's not maxed out, I feel like he has a lead now. With all the damage he's done, he's bought himself enough time. He really abused the lack of mobility of that Swarmos Broodlord army with the counterattack. He got his Mothership up. He's got some Tempest to really work against these Broodlords. He's getting another base at 12 o'clock. He's already transferred some probes there.
So smart.
Trap has played this so well, but you know what? He has 71 probes. That means his maxed out army supply is 127 against 152 for viOLet. So those Tempests better be enough for the Broodlords, because otherwise Trap is going to lose the fight in the game here. He's the one with the bigger bank as well, by the way.
Once you hear the sound of that Tempest, you know it's time to turn around and run. The invisible army parked underneath. And now we see the Spire beginning to get rebuilt for viOLet. We still hear the sounds of the charge lots advancing forward, and I really think Trap has put himself in a great spot. I can't even stress enough how smart this top base is. What a smart move.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he didn't have much mineral left in his natural and main, so he had way too many. I feel like he still has too many probes. viOLet's gonna go for it. He gets the Mothership.
Oh, the Mothership recalls herself. Trap now trying to retreat. viOLet trying to track down this army. These storms are just awesome.
Trap can reinforce so quickly, by the way. He has a lot of gateways to work with, 12 in total. He can warp in Stalkers 12 by 12 as his first units are going to start dying when both of these players start fighting. They're still doing the dance for now. The Observer is going to die here. There is another one with the army. He has to be careful. If he loses the other one, he cannot detect those swarm hosts here.
Well, I mean, you know, you said it right when the swarm host first appeared. This is a big map. It is really hard to try to control space. It's really hard to get those swarm hosts into a good position. We see Trap continuing these zealot.
The Protos are pulling back without the swarm hosts.
Oh no! What a great move from Trap, advancing forward, picking off the swarm host, seeing that they're unprotected. There's the burrow. They're going to unleash a volley, but not before having their numbers dwindle down to 12.
There's no overseer nearby. There is an Observer, and DT is going to town on the swarm host. And the Broodlords are going to get chased down and killed.
Everything falling apart right now. There's nothing that viOLet can do with this army. I mean, right now, Trap has just been waiting for the best possible time to engage, gets the GG, and the series ties up 1-1.
Very, very cool play here out of Trap. I do think he was behind for a while, and even though the first attack from viOLet wasn't as convincing as I thought it would be, I do think he was in a good position with that fourth base. But, you know, many, many good plays here and there from Trap. The Dark Shrine being able to do some damage. The counter-attack he went for, I was skeptical, especially since there was no Mothership Core and no ability to recall. But he did enough damage, and then he got out of there. He left some unit back to trade, but it didn't really matter. He had enough economy anyway. He bought himself time, you know. If you just sit back at home and you let yourself be sieged against these locusts, then you're slowly but surely going to lose the game, and you're going to allow the Zerg to do anything he wants, take as many bases as he wants, set up static defense everywhere, not only in his bases, but also with his siege, and it just goes from bad to worse if you do that.
But by staying active easily picking viOLet apart. viOLet was looking so good in that game, and then all of a sudden, Trap powered up, took him out, and we're at match point yet again. Almost every single match on Championship Sunday has gone to the final game. When we return, Game 3, to see who will meet Pult in the grand final.